Hello human beings, welcome to week 3 of your 21-day Vinyasa challenge. Today is day 15 of the daily yoga affirmations. Your day 15 affirmation: I am the creator of my own destiny. I write my story of abundance. In today's practice, we will explore navasana or boat pose, Bhujapidasana or shoulder press pose, and Upavistha konasana or the wide-angled seated forward fold or forward bend. If you have your blocks, please go ahead and grab them. On top of the mat, inhale, we lift the hands all the way up. And then bring your palms towards the heart center into prayer. Find a moment to reflect and invite your breath in. Into the nose and out into the nose. Start to bend the knee, sit onto that invisible chair, utkatasana. Tucking the tailbone in, bringing the weight towards the heels, firming the inner thighs together, and then hugging your ears with your arms. And then as you exhale, drop to fold. Grabbing the elbows, find a stretch onto your hamstrings and then rock your body side to side. Start to warm the back of your leg, your hamstrings. Straighten the leg if you can, otherwise keep it bended. Hands onto the floor, then start to stand towards your heels. From your heel, and then drop the toes. Open your feet wider outside the hands and then sit your butt in between the heels onto your malasana or Hindi squat. Grab your blocks, go ahead and use it. Sit onto your blocks. Keep pushing the knee away from you. Keep pressing your palms together. Keep lengthening the spine. Your toes a little diagonal. Now slowly bend forward and then reach forward. Find that length, find that stretch. Stay connected with the breath. Now, if you can drop the elbows onto the floor, go ahead and drop into the floor. Otherwise, again, use your blocks for additional height. Choose the option that works for you. If your elbow can touch down, go ahead and touch down with your elbows. Lift, and then step your feet back for your plank. Holding your plank for a few breaths. Keep pulling the belly in towards the spine. Keep firming your inner thighs together. Vinyasa, drop onto your knees. Chaturanga to cobra to upward facing dog. Now find that release around the hip flexor. Eye gaze towards the right. In front. Then onto the left. Shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, push back. Down dog. Right leg kicks to three-legged. Hover the knee towards the nose and then step the right foot in between the hands to Virabhadrasana 1. Knee on top of the ankle again. Push from the back heel, pulling the knee towards the hip bone. Then we twist by bringing the left hand down towards the floor, right hand up. From here, heel and toe movement of your feet, walk it onto the edge of the mat. Use your blocks if you need them towards the elbow. Prop your elbows onto the blocks and then sink your hips lower. If you need to drop down the knee, that's the left knee, drop it down towards the mat. Now if your body have access to it, go ahead and drop your elbow down towards the mat. Sinking your left hips down towards the floor. Keep sending the breath to wherever you're finding that discomfort. And then gently lift. Stepping your feet back, down dog. Rest onto your down dog. Paddle your feet. Swing your hips side to side. Lengthen the neck. Drop the eye gaze down. And then gently walk your feet back to fold. Hug the back leg And then start to bend the knee again. Sit onto that invisible chair, Utkatasana or chair pose. Tuck the tailbone in, length. And then Samastitihi, hands into prayer towards the heart center. Again, inhale, sit, Utkatasana. Option to lift the heels off the floor, otherwise keep it down and grounded towards the mat. Find your balance as you find your way to sit, and then start to open your knees wide. If you need to sit again onto your malasana, go ahead and sit onto your hindi squat. Otherwise, toes together, heels together, knees out towards the side. Grab your blocks, use it to support you, to find and keep that balance. Another option is to lean forward, hinge your body forward, and then forehead touches down towards the floor. Or elbows onto the mat. This is your prep or drill for your Bhujapidasana. Keep pushing your knee out towards the side, maintaining that balance. Few more breaths. Inhale and then exhale. Gently come up. Step your feet back. Holding your plank for a few breaths. Keep engaging abdominal muscles. This is your drill for your navasana. Dropping onto your knees, vinyasa. Chaturanga to upward facing dog. Stay a little onto your upward facing dog to find that stretch onto your hip flexor. And then exhale, push back onto your down dog. Paddle your feet, walk the dog. This time the left leg kicks to three-legged. Hovering the left knee onto the nose. And then Virabhadrasana 1, drop the back heel and then lift. Push from the front knee and then pull the right knee towards the hip bone. Squaring your hips in front, your chest in front. Ground with both feet onto the floor. And then as you exhale, we twist. Right hand down, left hand up. Option to drop the knee onto the floor. Keep rotating and revolving from the upper body, from the torso. Push from the back heel, shifting the weight forward. Heel and toe movement of your left foot onto your Galavasana. Elbows onto the floor if your body have access to it. Remember to grab your blocks if you have them or if you need them. Keep sending the breath around the hips, sinking the right hips down towards the mat. And then step the feet back. Down dog. Feel the stretch onto your hamstrings. Stay for a few more breaths. Gaze forward. Step walk up on top of the mat, flat back. Exhale, we fold. Utkatasana again. Sink low. Samastitihi. Hands towards the side. One more. Sit, chair pose. Lifting the heels is an option. Find your balance. Gently sit low. From here, open your knees. Hands into prayer. Go ahead and grab your blocks if you need them. Keep pressing your knees out. Another option is to grab the ankles onto the back and then forehead down towards the mat or your chin onto the mat. Remember to take the easy option or the first one. Extending the hands in front. Elbows onto the floor is another option. Choose the one that works for you today. Remember that Malasana or Hindi squat is also an option that I have given in the first round. Wherever you are today, honor your practice. Lift, stepping back. Plank to Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhaling back to down dog. Again, right leg kicks, three-legged. This time, right foot outside the right hand. Lizard pose again, Galavasana. Opening your hips, feeling the stretch onto your hamstrings. Strengthening your shoulders. Engaging your abdominal muscles, your core. Few more breath in here, and then gently come up. Stepping the right foot back. Paddle your feet, walk the dog. This time the left leg. Outside the left hand. Elbows onto the floor, use your blocks if you need them. Forearm, keep it down towards the mat and then step your left leg back, dropping onto your knees. We're going onto your forearm plank by lifting the knees off the floor. Keep pulling the belly in, activating your core, and then gently come up onto your palms, staying and holding your plank for a few more breaths. Framing the inner thighs in, and then exhale back onto your down dog, walking the dog. Stretching your hamstrings, the back of your leg. Eye gaze forward. Step walk hop on top of the mat, flat back, exhale to fold, and then sit onto your chair pose with konasana. Come all the way up, hands into your prayer. One more round with konasana sit. Lifting the heels off the floor. Gently find a way to sit, but down towards the floor. Find your center, ground yourself towards the mat. Touch down with your toes and then try not to round your back. Engaging abdominal muscle. And then exhale, rest, forehead to knees. Round your back. Come onto your toes again, framing your inner thighs together. Then this time, the first option is bent knee, lifting feet off the floor. Hugging your knees together. Lengthening the arms, option to touch down with the fingers. And then exhale, we release the pose. Bend the knee, cross the legs, step your feet back onto your plank, holding your plank for a few breaths. Then lean forward, chaturanga to upward facing dog, exhaling back to down dog. Stay for a few more breaths. Try to find your center again onto your down dog. Right leg kicks, three-legged. Hovering the knee towards the nose. Stepping the right foot in between the hands. Come all the way up to Bhujapidasana 1. And then clasp the hands onto the back. Humble warrior by bringing the right shoulders towards the right knee. Keep your hands towards the blocks if you need additional support. Otherwise, touch down your forehead towards the block. Keeping the right knee towards the right shoulders. Keep sinking your hips lower. Inhale, lift the hands all the way up. High lunge. Keep pushing from the back heel. Release. Twist. Left hand down, right hand up. Right foot back plank. Lean forward, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhaling back to down dog. Left leg kicks, three-legged. Let's do the other side. Hovering knee to nose. Left foot in between the hands. Bhujapidasana 1. Push from the left knee. Squaring your hips in front. Eye gaze up in between the palms or under your thumb. Humble warrior, clasping the hands onto the back, squeezing the shoulder blades, and then left shoulder, left knee. Sinking your hips lower. Use your blocks if you need to, and then go all the way down. Feel the stretch onto your hips, onto your hamstrings. Remember to use your blocks if you need them. Inhale, we lift. Back heel off the mat, high lunge. Push from the back heel, sink lower towards the front knee. Then exhale, twist. Right hand down, left hand up. Twisting from the upper body. Release. Step your left foot back, plank. And then down dog, just to rest for a few breaths. Paddle your feet, feel the stretch into your hamstrings. Gaze forward, bend a knee, find a way to sit, cross your leg. Bring your blocks towards your side. Let's practice navasana again. Lifting the feet off the mat. This time try to lengthen the leg, straighten the leg. Keep firming your inner thighs together, keep hugging your thighs in. Engaging abdominal muscle, try to lengthen from the spine, and then we release. Blocks onto the side, press your palms onto the blocks, point your toes down, and then lift your butt off the floor. Again, reminder not to round your back. From your toes, lengthen, lift, knees together, hugging your inner thighs together, eye gaze onto your big toes. And then gently release, toes down towards the mat, pressed. Lift your butt off the floor, and then exhale, we release. Again, from your toes, pull the knee in towards the chest, gently lengthen. Eye gaze onto your toes. Touch down with the toes, press with the blocks, and then lift your butt off the floor. Remove the blocks onto the side. Easy pose or sukhasana. Release your back. Arch and lift your chest up. Cat and cow seated. Tucking the chin in. Bend the knee, cross the leg, step your feet back onto your plank. Lower chaturanga, upward facing dog, exhaling back onto your down dog. Navasana engages the abdominal muscles but also strengthens your hip flexors and adductors. Also the lower back, the muscles on your lower back. From down dog, find your malasana by stepping the right foot and the left foot onto the edge of your mat. Using your blocks if you need them, pushing the knees away, try to lengthen from the back. Lengthen the spine, opening your chest. Then walk your hands forward. Remember, if this is too much, use your blocks again onto your forehead. Elbows onto the floor if your body have access to it. Keep your elbows a little higher if that's you. Gently release the pose. Find breath. Now place one block in front and sit onto the other. Adjust the height according to your preference. Now step onto your palms and then bend the elbow, really bring and lean forward. Forehead onto the block. Keep that alignment. Stay in here. Remember to release and go back onto your malasana if this is too much, but otherwise this is your drill for Bhujapidasana or your shoulder press pose. Gently release. Remove the blocks. Come back onto your prayer hands. Sitting onto your malasana, reversing your palms. Reverse prayer with the hands. Try to find that stretch onto your wrist. Stepping your feet back onto your plank again. Down dog, otherwise Vinyasa Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Exhaling back to down dog. If you need a little stretch, follow your feet, otherwise jump wide onto your Hindi squat. You can use the blocks again, stay here if this is you, otherwise practice the first drill, or without the blocks, bring your palms underneath your feet and then sit your butt, the knee in line with the hips, leaning your chest forward, head forward. Then walk your left foot and your right foot together, staying in here. And this is me for now, trying to insert the feet underneath, pass the hands, then gently find your balance, maintain that balance, and then forehead touches down towards the floor. Stay connected with the breath, keep hugging the shoulders, pressing the thighs onto your shoulders and arms. Release the pose. Go back onto your Hindi squat, or drop your butt down if you need to. Reverse prayer, pressing the back of your hands together. Try to find that release onto your hands, onto your wrists. Try to find a way to sit. Cat and cow again. Curve the back and then lift the chest. Release your wrist. Stretch the palms. Other side, pulling the fingers towards you and then fingertips down. Pressing the back of the hand. Rotate the wrist. Back of the hands onto the floor, fingertips pointed onto the back. Then push the floor away from you, deepen the stretch onto the front of your arms and onto your wrist. If this is too much, just reverse prayer or palms, press your palms together. Bend the knee, cross the leg, step your feet back onto your plank. Vinyasa or down dog. Lift your chest to up dog and then exhaling back onto your down dog. Jump wide again onto your Hindi squat. This time, let's try your wide-angled or wide-legged seated forward fold. You can stay on a bent knee, otherwise straighten the leg in front. Open it as wide as you can, and then use your elbows if you need it. Use your blocks if you need it. Otherwise, extending your hands in front. Once your back starts to curl, that means that's the edge of your pose. If you can go further, go ahead and drop your chin and chest onto the mat. Grabbing the heels or the toes. Upavistha konasana. Inhale, we lift. And then bring the soles of the feet together by the konasana. Butterfly. Find that stretch. Try to release. Fold if you want, otherwise grab your blacks and forehead onto your blacks. Inhale and exhale. Find breath. Inhale, we lift. And exhale, hands towards the heart center. Take a moment to reflect on your affirmation or just maybe do another stretches. Thank you for practicing with me and meeting me on the mat. The light in me sees the light in you. Namaste, everyone. Bye.